During the last few years, we've ventured into a lot of different fields. I only hope that we never lose sight of one thing. It was all started by a mouse. All started by a mouse.
Simple circles.
Oh, gosh!
Mickey is a thing we all share. There aren't many of those around.
Oh, wow.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Talk Wrestling here on the Jeff Meacham Network, on NoDQ.com, on the Custody Studios brand, the Greg Cherry brand, the Custody Studios channel. Yeah, all jumbled. It's been a couple weeks. I do apologize for the lack of harmony, I guess, in my brain. There was a question earlier at the top if this is the finale. No, I will explain all that right here and now, actually. So, I originally had decided to step away from doing the live Talk Wrestlings, doing Dad's Live, and doing anything live that would distract from the schedule, whatever schedule the mouse is going to throw at me here shortly. However, it occurred to me that in the process of not doing these live shows that I was cutting out my own bottom line by not having any sort of clicks or anything. So I figured until I have to, I'm going to stick around. So not going to make a big deal out of the finale. I think it's stupid of me to do it in the first place. So yeah, that's basically where it's at on that. So anyway, onward we go. Darren's here. Good to see Darren. Good to see Dustin. Daniel, I love that you're watching us and are watching me, and you're having your nephew watch The Wolfman. JJ will be very happy with that. That's his favorite. The original Wolfman, 1941. I love it. Hello, Psycho Jet Black. Good to see you. CJ, I see your question. I'll go ahead and star that while I'm thinking about it. And I shall go ahead and star your comment after it, too. CJ says he can't wait for Hocus Pocus 2. I actually have never seen the original Hocus Pocus, so I'm going to have to watch that here the next couple weeks. I guess that makes me a bad Halloween fan and a bad Disney employee, or cast member, right, to not have seen Hocus Pocus yet, but I will. I'll go ahead and star. Whoop, where I go? There it is. Star that one. Just kind of looking to make sure I got everybody. Everybody's kind of commenting. Commenting. No, I don't get a free subscription to Disney Plus since I'm employed by the mouse. That is not a thing, unfortunately. And plus, we have the bundle where we get Hulu Live and ESPN. So I wouldn't expect them to get that all for free. But thank you for the question anyway. Zach, good to see you again. I saw you during Snapway Sports earlier. If you missed that show, go ahead and check it out over on the Custody Studios, please. All right, so on to the questions. CJ says, do you think it is a bad thing for fans to meet a wrestler and call them by their real name? I don't think there's anything wrong with it because if you meet an actor, you're not supposed to call them by one of their stage names. Wrestling's a whole different bag. And I say that because when I was first going to independent shows after the launch of our original audio show back in 2002, the first show I went to was in 2003, I made the mistake of calling a wrestler by their real name and got chastised, nearly got my ass beat for it, to be honest with you, if we're going to be honest as I always am on this show. So it really is a case-by-case basis. If the wrestler, and it really is, if you're at a meet and greet, you want to use their stage name, right? If you're just happen to run into them in a airport setting or out and about, you still want to use the stage name until you establish a rapport with that person to make sure it's okay. Because a lot of people don't like their real names, even though it's out there for public consumption in this modern era of professional wrestling, sports entertainment, whatever you want to call it. It's still very much kind of a protocol thing. You just want to make sure it's clear with all parties before you start using personal stuff. Psycho says, on a recent NoDQ video, you said you liked Johnny but only tolerated Candice. I thought you liked both equally. It was one of those in the moment. honestly said that, Psycho, but I haven't met Johnny. I've met Johnny. I haven't seen Johnny in a long time. I've interacted with Candace more and just stopped getting along, I guess is the best way to put it. But I don't know. It was one of those, she was part of the the old days of when we were filming XMV, Talk Wrestling, things like that, where she would kind of hinder the process rather than be helpful with it. I guess that makes any sense. So it really depends on the day. Like sometimes I actually was bummed I didn't get to see her this weekend. She was out here for a meet and greet at a local spot, but I didn't get a chance to go down because I was busier than hell on Sunday. And then those are the days where it's just like, ugh, whatever. So human being, humans say things out of context. CJ, things are well. They're up and down still, but hopefully things will get even more better, which is a horrible English. It's not even English, proper grammatical English, but things get even more better soon. Ray says, with Braun coming back, Raymond's going to ask this question every week until Bray shows up. So I'm going to go ahead and just say I don't think Bray Wyatt's going to come back to WWE, nor Bo Dallas. There. End of that discussion. Don't apologize for watching, even if you are watching LAFC. Galaxy guy. Sorry. Let's see. If not Drew, who takes the title off of Roman? Do we have to wait to WrestleMania? You have no one built up. Yeah, the report that went out today on NoDQ and across the different sites seemed to indicate that they are indeed going to wait for WrestleMania to have Roman drop the championships. Very surprised by that. I'm not. It's very interesting. To answer the question that kind of everybody was discussing, the Munsters movie that is going to be premiering on Netflix is actually a movie. I'm pretty sure it's a prequel to the television show because it establishes how Herman and Lily met, or at least Rob Zombie's version of how Herman and Lily met prior to the start of the series. So very much a origin story, kind of in the same vein as, hopefully not the same critical disdain as Rob Zombie's Halloween 1. So hopefully I'm wrong on that because I really want to see the Munsters do well. I've always been a fan of the Munsters, even more so than the Addams Family over my lifetime. So hopefully that does well, and hopefully Rob does well with it. Ken, good to see you here, sir. Everybody's kind of filing in here now that NXT is officially in the books, if you will. A lot of cool stuff that I've kind of missed out on talking about just with you guys here, one on many, as I like to do on Tuesday nights. But like I said in the description, the last 2 weeks have just been absolutely crazy. I had back to school night for my son, and then last Tuesday was just bananas. And I do apologize again for not being here Tuesday night. And yes, Clerks 3 is part of JJ's lineup this month. He's very much looking forward to seeing Clerks 3. I saw it's getting a limited release, which kind of sucks. I was hoping for a wider release and more opportunities to see the entire Kevin Smith, the little universe that he's created. USQ over, excuse me, I couldn't think of the word there until just now. So hopefully I get a chance to see Clerks 3 soon, along with the other stuff that I have not seen yet. But yeah, it's definitely an interesting time in wrestling, sports entertainment, whatever you want to call it. AEW seems to be crumbling out from underneath the people that run the place. Kevin Smith is a genius. I'm not even going to dispute that at all. I have had the fortunate opportunity to meet him a couple of different times. Really, really cool guy. Knows what he's doing. And I mean, that's kind of a broad, like vague statement, but yeah, it's really cool to see him still doing his thing. Good got his health back on track too, because I know he was having health troubles for a while there. Am I close to Santa Monica? That's where Max Fried is from. Okay, so I'm not. Santa Monica's not close. I mean, if you drive, it's close. But I don't drive. It's down the 405 quite a bit. But Dylan's mom actually grew up down there. So that's where my Rocky Horror Cast was when I first joined Rocky Horror. So that was very familiar with the with Santa Monica, the pier, all the sights and sounds. I would love to go back and visit as often as I could. I can't right now. Kevin Smith's movie Red State is fucked up. That's what I heard. That's one of the ones I haven't seen yet, so I have to go see that. And again, Man in Indy. Oh, there you go. Very cool. Very cool. So, Josh, good to be back in the time slot. Hopefully, I can stay as long as I'm going to stay as long as I possibly can. It's just a matter of when the boss says it's time to go. And yes, Red State is supposed to be very twisted. Is the word you want? Blake's here. Hey Jeff, how you going? Good, going good, man. Psycho says, if Roman is dropping the title at WrestleMania, does that mean The Rock will not be available to do a match? I mean, the phrase "the match the title" has been kind of panned here the last day or so, more so the last day or so, but often even before that. I've said it even because I truly believe that battle between Roman Reigns and The Rock is not necessarily just about the WWE Championship, Universal Championship, whatever. I think it's about family pride. I think it's about proving once and for all who is the chief WWE superstar in that bloodline, whether it is The Rock, whether it is Roman Reigns, whether it's somebody else, whether it's Sami Zayn. Kidding. The championship is always the most important thing, and I've stood by that. I even argued, that as important as the championship is, it should not have been the main event of WrestleMania 18, because the Rock Hogan thing just overshadowed it so greatly. The championship needs to be the most important thing, because at the end of the day, that's going to make the company keep going round, keep moving forward, right? But if Roman is still the champion and he does defeat The Rock at WrestleMania as champion, then not only is he the undisputed champion going out of WrestleMania, he's also the undisputed head of the table, the chief, the tribal chief, the head of the bloodline, whatever you want to call it. So I really think that as much as I've said it does need the championship, I think as much as it doesn't, I think it also does need the championship very much in a lot of respects. So, Sefit, I'm going to refrain from posting your comment on screen here. I'm not going to say it out loud because people like me have not seen NXT yet here on the West Coast. So, but apparently if you haven't seen NXT, you might want to go check it out tonight. I'll leave it at that. Josh says the cons are really showing they don't know what they're doing with sports. AEW started going downhill when Tony started taking away authority and created from the elite, and now Jacksonville Jaguars are the Jacksonville Jaguars after yesterday. Yeah, to Sunday. Yeah, it's, again, I kind of ha-ha'd at it on South by Sports Bar. The cons just determined to piss me off because the Jaguars couldn't get the freaking job done against Washington this weekend, and AEW, again, seems to be having a lot of issues. And whether they're all centered on the elite or centered on Punk or whoever, it just seems like the shine, it's definitely tarnished. It's no longer the shiny new toy. There's definitely rust on the body there. I thoroughly enjoyed this past month and a half since Bayley and me. Bayley's underrated on that front. Definitely would have to agree with being happy. And you know what? Dog was actually the first one I saw of the View universe. That was because of the Renegade. That's the first one he showed me. I love Dogma. Dogma's awesome. I think that's NXT stuff. So I'm trying very hard to avoid that. I'm not even going to read it. I'm trying not to read it. Do you see Cody Rhodes take the WWE Championship, Undisputed Universe Championship? I think he will win the 2023 Rumble to challenge Roman. Again, it all depends on if they are still investing in the idea that The Rock is going to be there. And we don't know that. We're still, just under 30 weeks away from WrestleMania. So it really just depends on where they go with that particular facet of the storyline. In my opinion, Randy Orton should return at the Rumble and eliminate Riddle, every man for himself. This will finally break them up, and he'll come back in the ring and destroy Randy. I like that too, and that'll be a good build toward maybe the two of them going one-on-one here in Inglewood, down in Inglewood for WrestleMania. That would be a cool way to do it. The Triple H era so far, Caleb, I think is on the right track. They're doing a lot of the right things. There's still a couple of hiccups, but every new regime has the growing pains, has the adjustment period, and this is a completely different thing because it's been Vince McMahon or bust for 40 years. It's not like WCW changing their boss every 6 months, it felt like. This is a guy who has run the company, for better or worse, for 4 decades, and now they're having to move forward in life without him at the helm. It's got to be a weird feeling. It's got to be a very strange thing for the management, for the superstars, for the audience. I know I'm still a little off kilter from the idea that Vince McMahon is no longer there. I think I said this on the air when I bought my WrestleMania tickets and just went to Wiki just to kind of look up the build and everything, and I read the phrase that this will be the first WrestleMania without Vince McMahon. It hit me. I had to sit back and go, holy shit, Vince isn't going to be involved in this WrestleMania that I'm going to. It completely just seeped in and mind fucked me right then and there in the moment. I was just like, oh wow, didn't even think about it till that was right there. It was crazy. So yeah, the Triple H era I think is doing the right thing so far. They're on the right track. And I'm Dutch Sug. It's one of my favorite accounts. I love you guys. I think Cody returning to Rumble in the 30 spot and going on to beat Roman at Mania would be huge. The only thing that would make it more memorable is Jeff Meacham returning. I'll be at Mania. I will be at WrestleMania this year. So that'll be one of my, hopefully, I got to talk it out with my supervisors, but that'll be one of the 2 days off I do take in the next 7 months. So there is that. Once MJF inevitably wins the world title, who should AEW build up to be the next big baby face? We got to get there first, Psycho. We got to get him to the championship and have him win because, man, everything is in such chaos right now. And a lot of people are pushing for MJF to not be the champion. They want Bryan or they want, anybody else, somebody else in the tournament. I would personally love if Bryan Danielson was the world champion, but I also at the same time can argue that it should not happen because of CM Punk being the most recent champion and just the stigma of, it's not the WWE guy. MJF definitely needs to be champion by the end of this year. It really, as far as building up a challenger on the babyface side, they have a lot of work to do because the very reputation of the company has been sullied by what's gone on the last 2.5 weeks. So they have an uphill battle now. It's not like they're coming in and they're the what if now. They've showed their hand. They've showed their weakness, and it definitely starts at the top. Like I said on Staffway Sports Bar, like I said on Open Mic Night, all that shit starts at the top. Tony Khan needs to have some serious damage control done, or he's going to be in a lot more trouble than he's admitting to himself right now, and that's dangerous on a lot of fronts. It really is. To have that be a thing. So hopefully that will be changed. Let's see. I know you are also an MLB fan. What are your thoughts on the new rules starting next season? I'll have to look at them again when I'm off air because I'm not sure of all the ins and outs. Looks like to me. Let's see. By next year, AEW will be fine. I'm not worried about it so much. I'm not really. I'm just interesting. I'm curious. Curious how they're going to go forward. Matt doing very well tonight. Thank you, brother. Zach says, shout out to the Patriots defeating the team. Yeah, we goofed on Tampa Sports, or Mikey goofed on Tampa Sports Bar. Yeah, the Dolphins won. That was awesome. Everyone in AEW hates him, but every WWE wants it. Who are you talking about, Josh? And again, if for everybody that's putting in NXT results or spoilers or whatever the case may be, I have not seen NXT yet, so I can't comment one way or the other. Josh, I'll be a good boy, like I said, in the Trash Cowboys, but that won't stop me from saying that the other Ohio team now has the best kicker in the league. We love you, Cade. Yeah. Cleveland had a good game. They really did. Can't even lie. Should MJF stay a solo act, or should he join forces with Stokely? Stokely is new with him at the helm. I would personally, MJF. Okay, gotcha. I think MJF should be on his own. I know that it looked like Stokely was going to be involved with him, and we still don't know for sure. We heard one promo last week, so we'll see how things lay out tomorrow for Maxwell Jacob Friedman and Stokely's group. We shall see. Yeah, everybody in AEW seems to hate Max, but everybody in WWE wants him. I think Max is a very hot commodity, and he apparently thinks enough of NoDQ to respond and call Aaron and the NoDQ Twitter out on Twitter. So there you go. I thought that was interesting. Didn't reply to my comment though. Maybe he's a little worried about going round for round with good old JM, because he messed up his grammar. What can I say? He screwed up. Thank you all, by the way, on Twitter for retweeting, quote tweeting tonight's show, as well as Tapway Sports Bar earlier. Much appreciated on all fronts that you guys are reposting and spreading the word that it's on. And G mentions to me privately, you're doing a Child's Play marathon. I love it. I've actually got those right over there queued up. We're going to start relatively soon. I know it's only it's not even quite middle of September just yet, but close enough where I'm going to start my horror binge. When do I see Bayley winning the championship? If not Extreme Rules, Survivor Series, maybe even Crown Jewel. Maybe she is the first to win a women's championship over in Country Redacted right now. Stranger Things. Psycho says, better taco place, Taco Bell or Del Taco? I'm personally more fond of Del Taco, but I like their burger. That's why. So I'm kind of a bad opinion to take. I like Taco Bell's variety, but I do enjoy Del Taco's quality better, if that makes any sense. Caleb says there's a new quantum leap. Jeff, do you think Scott Bakula will appear? I would like to think he might. I actually liked Quantum Leap when it was on with Scott Bakula. I didn't like him in Star Trek, Lord knows, and he became quite the prima donna as a Star Trek captain with convention appearances, as far as that goes. I think he'll appear. I'm looking forward to seeing Quantum Leap, so we'll see. Zach says, dream vacation destination for the Meech. Oh, Disney World, now that I can. Disney Paris. Disney Hong Kong, Disney Shanghai, all those, man. Those are all possibilities now, which they weren't before, and I think that's wonderful. Big G just can't wait for Constantine Studios next month for October. Didn't Friday the 13th in there? No, he's doing Friday the 13th, I think, a different year. He's not doing it this year. This year was our theme on Dads is top 10 horror sequels, but he's doing a lot of the franchises. He's doing Scream, Halloween, of course. Addams Family and Hocus Pocus for the chuckles, and Nightmare on Elm Street. That's how he's starting out. So I know, so off topic, but either way, rest in peace, Queen Elizabeth, God Save the King. Yes, I have not been on air a whole lot to talk about it, but it's a worldwide thing, even though we liberated ourselves from those limey bastards, those years ago, centuries ago. It's one of those, everybody has a fondness for. The hell, Psycho theme in the next room, Jesus. Anyway, as a fondness for the Queen, and yes, she was 96 years old, and yes, she was going to pass soon. But yeah, it's unfortunate that she passed away, and hopefully King Charles can. King Charles is in his 70s. He may not last that long either, so keep that in mind also. Christmas is greater than Halloween. I'm excited for late November and December in the Casa. Yes. Well, we'll see. I don't know what JJ has lined up for those. Yeah, so we'll see. And Nev is not coming back for Scream 6. I did see that. Would you rather fight Ace Steel or Bart Gunn? God. Ace Steel is a biter, and he's throwing chairs at people, so he's crazy. But Bart Gunn will knock me out with a shot, unless I'm Butterbean. I'm kind of got a Butterbean build. If toss a coin, put a gun to my head, Ace Steel probably. Ace is a tough guy. I'm not even going to try to bullshit that, but the whole thing is just so silly. It really is. It's so ridiculous that this has all gotten this far sideways as it has. If Princess Diana was alive, she'd be Queen Diana. No. Because her and Charles had already divorced before she passed. So actually it would be Camille, who is the Queen. What the hell's her title? It's going to bug me if I don't look it up. Give me a second here. I'll look. Just a minute. Need to be able to spouse. Camilla, Queen Consort of the United Kingdom. That's her official title. So she was not the princess. So she is Queen Consort of the United Kingdom. So Diana would not be queen because they were long divorced by then. Josh is so pumped for the Santa Clauses on Disney. Yes, so happy. They better have Charlie on. I've seen that he hasn't agreed to come back yet, but we'll see if I'm wrong. It was his idea in the first place to do another movie of him taking over for his dad. Yeah. So hopefully it's a twist they throw us at the end here. By the way, I watched Haddonfield Nightmare. Oh, thank you. That's wonderful. Braden, I'll make sure I tell Braden that next time I talk to him. Very, very cool. What is the best Mickey Mouse cartoon that Disney ever made? Wow. Put me on the spot with the boss. Good Lord. I personally love Steamboat, of course. Love Steamboat Willie. Always have. Brave Little Tailor's a wonderful little short. The band concert's great. Sorcerer's Apprentice, of course, is legendary. It's the one good part about Fantasia, if I'm going to be honest. There's a lot of great ones. A lot of them are actually on YouTube. I was surprised to find that a lot of them are out there still for public consumption. But definitely Steamboat, Brave Little Tailor, Fantasia, band concert. I actually like Plain Crazy, even though it's not heavily or looked upon favorably these days by a lot of modern critics, I guess is the best way I can put it. But I enjoy it. I know it's not possible, but how would you have booked a heel John Cena for last run? I don't even have a thought on that because it's so out of the realm of possibility now that I haven't even entertained the fantasy booking in my brain ever. So Diana was Princess of Wales. If she was still alive, not clear the title would get passed to Kate or not, but William is now Prince of Wales since his dad is now king and Kate is now princess. Right. I think because, and again, I don't know about the hierarchy of the monarchy, so forgive me. I'm very much not the expert on this, but I think that once the ties were severed legally, officially in the church or whatever you want to call it, between Charles and Diana, that Diana would retain her standing, but not the title. I don't know how that phrasing works, but I think in any case, because Charles is now the king, yes, William is the prince and Kate is the Princess of Wales officially. Whether that be the case if Diana was still alive, it's up for debate, but I think because Charles is now officially the king, I think that the Princess of Wales title is adopted by Kate officially, whether or not Diana had lived to this point. Yes, she was very much a true princess, and it was a very, very, so uneducated. It was a truly an unfortunate and tragic moment in our world's history. So Diana retained the title. Camilla declined. Well, yeah, because she did. Okay, so my question then, Josh, is with Diana being alive, if she was, what would the layout, the list look like? God, that's a horrible way to phrase it. Between the so-called reality/new era and the current Triple H era, what would you call the last era of Vince McMahon's WWE? So we're looking at roughly 2005 to 2000. I don't know. I mean, if you're, I mean, people are so quick to label. If you're going to put a label on the last decade of WWE, it's definitely crazy. Definitely not creatively the best. I think the reality era is a good way to put it because they very much went away from overly character-driven stuff and went more into reality-based stuff. So reality era is a good way to put it, I suppose. JM is speaking facts for the right reasons. She would have retained her. Well, definitely, absolutely. Joey says, I think I've been watching Dexter Laboratory, and the Macho Man as the wrestler is great. Oh yeah, very good. I have a very distinct feeling that Diana would not have been okay, been okay with Camilla getting the title pass, but she declined it, so didn't need to worry. All right. Okay, I think that's everything that I wanted to get to. Again, I wanted to thank everybody for their patience. I know the finale thing and the alleged heat with Aaron and I was kind of what it was, and I need to make clear again that was a one night allowing tempers to flare far too much, allowing my brain to get far too sideways in something that really wasn't a big deal. And I did apologize on social media, and I apologize here now for my part in the way the AEW review went down 2 weeks ago. That's my bad. Thank you very much. Good to be back. Chuck G says, can't wait for season 2 of Chucky. Neither can I, man. Looking forward to it. It's going to be a good last quarter of the year when it comes to movies and TV. She may have retained her Scottish title as Duchess of Raytheezy, but not sure. Yeah, I don't know either. That's a good question. Because Prince William and Prince Harry, between William and Harry, I've always found Prince Harry to be more likable, especially for his charity work and coming off as a man of the people. I'd agree with that. Yep, Savage did some voice acting. Okay, yes, you Troy Aikman or Anze Kopitar? Kopi. 100% Kopi. No doubt about it. Definitely Anze Kopitar, our captain with the Kings. All right, kids. I'm good. That was what I wanted to say. There it is. Okay, so we're good to go. Again, you can check out everything that's going on here on the Casa this week. We started out yesterday with our dad's episode, top 10 movies set in school. We're going to finish out these next, this weekend, beginning of next week, with our top 10 TNA Impact X Division champions, Monday the 19th. In between, he did Clueless yesterday. Staffway Sports Bar, of course, was earlier today. Mean Girls tomorrow. She-Hulk Thursday. Heathers on Friday. Me Time, a Kevin Hart, Mark Wahlberg original movie on Netflix on Saturday for new releases. Sunday is a weekly extra report, The War Zone. And like I said, Monday we're back here on the Casa with the dads and our top 10 X Division champions in the history of the 20-year history of Impact Wrestling. Tomorrow, of course, the Greg Cherry Show, 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific, as is every Wednesday. And, of course, as we do every Tuesday, at least for the time being, we'll be back here with the one, the only, Talk Wrestling with good old JM. And again, for those of you that did not get the blitz from the corporate, Disney Plus has a lot of cool stuff coming up. So be sure you check out Hocus Pocus 2 in a couple weeks, the Santa Clauses, the Mickey documentary, Disenchanted. Can't wait for Disenchanted. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? That'd be awesome. All right. Last comments here. Scottish titles are supposed to go to Prince Edward now. They were Philip's. Then they went to Charles when Philip died, but Queen wanted them to go to Edward when she died. Cool. Good to know. Which wrestler have I met that I wouldn't care to meet again? Punk. Have a good night. CJ, you too. Would I rather go to a Nickelback concert or a Maroon 5 concert? Maroon 5. And I'll leave you to wonder why. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you next week right here on Talk Wrestling.